Coming up in today's video, guys, we've got one of mine and one of Taylor's, and this starts off with mine. So this is actually a teenager's ear canal. This is some really thick wax plugs. Now, it was a difficult one to do because these wax plugs were really like clay, super duper thick. So I'm using the Rai Curette here just to pull these out. You can also see that because it's a teenager, the canal is really tiny. Loads of dry skin in here, which is what's contributed to this very dry type of plug.
Gosh, tight in there as well.
It's really tight. And it's always difficult with these ones because it doesn't respond. This type of wax doesn't respond particularly well to suction.
No.
So you've got to use curettage most of the time. And then with these kind of ones, what you can do, especially with a narrow canal, you can inadvertently sometimes just scratch the canal wall. And I think I do that in this one. So you will see a tiny little bleed. There you go. You can just see it there. And that's all I've done is literally just scraped over the surface. In that particular portion of the ear canal, the skin is just under 1/2 mil thick. So it is very thin. And I've literally just scraped and you'll see a little tiny bit of blood. But what will happen is that will stop bleeding usually within about sort of a minute, 2 minutes, and it'll stop. You can just see where I've just caught the edge there, unfortunately. Patient, obviously, that's all they feel is a slight scratching sensation. But
I was just going to say, did they react all right with
they
that?
were fine. They were. I did
good.
say, I said, oh look, I've accidentally just scraped the canal wall. There is a tiny little bit of bleed in there, and they were like, oh, that's fine, that's no problem, because I think they were just so fed up of
just not being able to hear.
Not being able to hear because they were so blocked up, love them, on this one. You always feel bad if you accidentally nick it, and it does happen sometimes. But
yeah, we've all been there. It's something you can't help sometimes as well, because especially in cases like keratosis obturans, or the even just really dry solid wax that's been there for a long time. Sometimes there's like spiky parts of the wax that as you're taking it out can just abrase the ear canal and just kind of not even a what do you call it? Not a live blood. You know what I mean? It brings the blood to the surface like a hematoma, like a bruise. You see that quite not a lot, but that is one of the things you will more than likely see in people's ear canals from cotton buds, things like that.
Yeah, you can even do it with a cotton bud. I had a gent in yesterday, and he'd actually nicked it because he'd scratched his ear, but he just nicked it with the corner of his nail, and it had coated the wax. So I said, oh, I think you might have had a little bit of a bleed in you. But when I looked, it was actually where the blood had just coated the surface of the wax. So it almost got this really hardened red crust.
Solid,
and yeah. Now this was difficult because the section of the wax, now this was really deep, and it was thick and connected to all the canal walls. Now, so you can see the blood now is mixed with a little bit of the olive oil that's in there. So we're just going to start to pull this forwards. Yep.
Nearly there. Nearly there.
You can sometimes, if you do get, if you do nick the canal, sometimes what you can do is you can put what they call a tamponade. So basically you can just pop a little outer stop in there, and that will just put a little bit of pressure on it and stop the bleed, within a couple of seconds. But like if you cut yourself shaving, you kind of press something on there, it stops the bleed. You could do that, but it's...
spots of tissue over your face.
Yeah, not so much for me with the old beard going on. But it's coming away nicely here. We're just flicking this top section over. There we go, and you can see it's difficult because it's really dry. This patient's been having difficulty for a long time. Excuse me, for a little while. You can see there's still a bit of dry skin coming away.
I bet they were over the moon with that though.
Yeah, you can see a little bleed. It's just literally a scratch. But the eardrum looking lovely and healthy, but very similar on this side as well. And this is obviously been problematic for a long time. But really difficult ones.
Very unlikely for that to be built up in a couple of weeks.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah, most definitely not.
God, that is thick.
It is. It's just that super duper like clay. And you're trying to pull the whole plug out. What you're doing is just scooping, and you can see the indentation where you've scooped as well.
Probably one of my least favourite ones to do these. I don't like it when it's this consistency.
Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? Because you always find that they tend to be that little bit deeper in as well, don't they? Yeah. So you get so far with curettage, and what you're hoping here is you're going to get that lift from the bottom, and the whole plug is going to come away.
Yeah.
but you can see that's all I'm doing is just chipping bits off it here. We just need to find that one little section where we can just get behind that rear and pull it all through. Ooh, that's a nice big piece.
That was a big,
yeah, nice big chunky
pop
bit.
then.
So a bit of oil gone in now for this next, but you'll see why, because now we've got this really deep section. Curettage isn't really too much of a great option at this point. So we're going to need to start lifting this thicker, sticky plug away from the canal wall. A lot of dry skin underneath there as well.
It always kind of anchors it in place as well.
Yeah,
so
it does. It does.
Yeah, the oil works really well with this. When you get that kind of layer of that dry skin around that plug of wax, basically, usually kind of shears away a little bit easier. Not shears away, peels away.
Yep. So I think you've got a good one coming. So the Taylor's is coming up after this one, guys. So make sure you stay tuned for Taylor's video. But I think it's your third attempt. I think somebody's trying. It's your third attempt to get the wax out. Not yours, but
I was the third person the patient's actually seen to try and get the wax out.
Interesting one.
Like kind of, well, desperate really. So please, Kim, like please help me.
Just get it out.
I'm struggling.
So we're coming to the end of this one now. We're just trying to get this last plug out. But what's happened here is you've got that thick wax, and then you've got this layer of dead skin that's almost wrapping around the front. So I'm trying to loosen the dead skin away. The oil's made a bit of a difference, but you can see it's still pretty solid in there.
Oh, it's tight, isn't it?
Yeah. I think
not much room for movement.
There's not a great deal of manoeuvre, and it's such a tight, narrow, smaller ear canal because they are teenagers, so it's a tinier canal to work in.
It's annoying when you haven't quite got that solid grip.
Yeah.
You can see it's like moving slightly, but it's just not going anywhere.
Yeah, you've got it, and you
it
find
looks
that
like it's moving.
It almost rocks back and forth in place, doesn't it? It doesn't really kind of that kind of forward momentum at all.
And then you break little tiny bits like that off, and you're like, oh, come on.
You do. I'm trying to work on some form of an edge, but it's just not really, peeling away effectively. It's just kind of holding in place, but not really budging. I know.
Fair play to you. That's
it wasn't an easy one. It wasn't an easy one. Yeah, we've both had a couple of difficult days with really kind of hard removals over the last couple of days, haven't we? Yeah. I didn't think we'd be together today to do this bit of a voiceover, but as it was, I think you had a bit of a gap in clinic, and I finished slightly early with one of my patients. So we thought we'd nip in and just do a quick, because I didn't expect to be voicing over Taylor till Wednesday, so I managed to get these couple done now, which means you'll have the lovely Mr. Taylor Green for another couple of days, guys. Yeah, see.
There we are. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, I did tonight. I did Friday's video, because Friday's video goes out because this is Friday and we're doing this on. I think that goes out tonight, and it's just me on that one.
Yeah.
I got your tissue paper one on that one.
Ooh.
I know, that was a good one as well.
Yeah.
There was one you did recently. I was really jealous. It was a ribbon. It was a really, really good ribbon.
Yeah. I remember that one. Yeah.
If that had come out all as one, my word, that would have been a good one.
It would have been a beast.
Look at that. That was what was wedged down there. It's not small at all, is it? Look at that bad boy.
Ooh.
But yeah, a little bit of redness there just because we had to work that out. But look at that from a teenager's ear canal. 1 3/4 inches. That was a beastie.
Just over 4 centimetres.
Wow, it's a chunky one, that one.
Fair play. And this is my patient here now. So this is the patient who has had several attempts, several visits to different clinics. We were the third clinic that the patients visited. Still, obviously not hearing well because of this.
Wow.
But you can see that I think the main issue really was this really tight bend in the ear canal here. Yeah. Patient was told she had a twisted ear canal, but I just think it was more of a sharp bend there really that was kind of stopping the tools from going in. And I know there's not many, as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's many clinics around where we are based that use endoscopes.
No, I don't think there is.
So I think it's mostly loops, which is it's microsuction, but it's basically there's different. You can have like a headpiece. It's like a band basically, which has got magnifiers over the eyes and a really strong light. But I know when I did the training for that quite a few years ago, we were told then on the training that if wax is this far into the ear that it shouldn't be attempted, basically, because the vision's not great.
The vision's awful.
Yeah, it's not great at all.
I'd say you're kind of out a third to out a half the ear canal, I think, is effective with loops. I think past that point, it's so difficult to keep the view, isn't it?
Risky as well.
Yeah, it's not that's not worth taking the risk.
Yeah, now you can see there's a almost like a patch of scarring you can kind of see on the eardrum. I honestly, this was done, as we're voicing this over now at the moment, this was actually done, I think, probably about a week ago, so I can't exactly remember the full story. I've just put on the little heading that it was the third attempt. That's all I can really solidly remember. But if I can remember, I think this patient has mentioned they've had a previous...
perforation,
I think it was a perforation.
That's a hefty perforation, mind.
Yeah, but it's healed over now. It's kind of it's just a retraction, almost like a retraction pocket now. So yeah, we got this last tricky bit here.
Trapped in the recess.
This is all kind of trapped around the corner here. So we've got the fine end on, just trying to see if we get a bit of movement, really. See if I can get this dislodged. I can see there's a little bit of movement to the whole thing, and I'm just trying different parts of it to see if I can get that.
You just want that one little lift.
Yeah, that's and then the whole thing should just kind of roll out then. So I popped a little bit of oil in here now, I believe, just to...
I would have as well.
Yeah, just to try and get around that.
I find this effective with anterior recess removals in there. Where you again, that's that little bit of oil in there.
You've got it. There we are. Oh.
I wanted that to be solid.
Yeah, me too. So you can see this is stuck right up against the eardrum, so there's no wonder this patient was having difficulty with the hearing. There you can see there's. I'm not quite getting that grip. If
it's going to be anywhere, it's going to be there, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm trying to pull it to the left now. Trying to pull it to the side to see if it's.
That's going to go.
Come on.
Oh, I really thought that bottom bit there was going to pull.
I'm pretty sure there is a part of this now. As I start to move it, you can see like more of it actually starting to dislodge.
Oh, okay. Was it connected to the canal walls?
It was just kind of wedged. I mean, luckily it didn't get any softer than what, because if this was really super wet, I probably wouldn't have even gone in with irrigation here, looking at the eardrum. Yeah. I wouldn't have wanted to put any risk at.
That's a whopper of a perforation, isn't it? Or it was anyway.
Oh, there we go. There it is. That's what we were looking for.
Wow. Look how much, it always baffles me just how much hides down in that area. It looks like a tiny amount, but oh my gosh.
That's one of the ones that I was told off about not holding the egg in front of the camera again. It's my fault, I know. I'm not holding
I didn't say a word. Taylor Green showed herself off, man.
I tried to tell myself off.
The peoples who watch the videos, they would tell you off.
And there we go. So we've managed to completely uncover the. As soon as that last bit came out, then I'm going back and forth just to try and get a good view. You can see it's quite dull, and that's just there's no ruler shot on this one. Sorry guys, because I was running I was running behind in clinic, and I didn't have time to do it. All right. So yeah, there was, like I said, there was a little dull patch in the corner, has healed itself over. You can see that, where the sort of perforation has healed over. But that was a bit of a tricky one. That wasn't an easy one. But patient hearing is so much better, completely relieved as well.
Well guys, if you did enjoy that video, you can always like, heart, share, follow and subscribe for us. If you thoroughly enjoyed the video, you can also consider becoming members of the channel. That way then you get to see even more videos. Tomorrow, for instance, there's another members video going out, so for members only. So have a little look at that if you're interested in that. But as always, guys, take care of yourselves.
Take care of your ears.
And take care of one another. And myself and the lovely Mr. Taylor Green. We'll see you for the members video tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.